Hello everyone, it's Marcia Caradinza. I'm here with a tutorial video on how to assemble the Scrappy Boy Stamps baby doll dress shaped card. My youngest little fairy is joining me today. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
That's my Lily. This is the card that she created. Hers is a much fancier version, dressed up with some of the adorable stamps from the Happy Fall Y'all stamp set. She will talk about this after we do the assembly. Okay, do you want to show them your card real quick? You want to tell them about your card first? Yeah? You want to wait? Okay, she's going to wait to talk about her card, but I think her card turned out amazing. So anyways, I'm going to set that to the side. We're going to talk about the die set. Okay, so this is the die set. It includes, and I counted the pieces this time, thankfully there were less. There's 10 pieces in this die set. Let me pull this out of here. And I'll set this to the side. Hopefully it won't create too much of a glare. So you can see the name of it up there. I'll lay this here, maybe that'll help. All right, so here are the 10 pieces. We have an outer piece. This is what you can use as the card base. I will show them all cut out here in just a second. So this is the outermost layer for the card base. This is the outline shadow layer, if you will, for the assembled dress. This is obviously the dress layer, and I'll show you how we sort of modified ours a little bit, huh, Lily? So that we could have a white ruffle at the bottom, but you don't have to do that extra piece, but I'll show you that. We have 3 pieces for the apron, this layering piece here at the bottom, so you could have the ruffle, a stitched piece for the top in case you wanted to use a pattern piece or just to create that extra detail and dimension, and then the belt piece, right, Goose? Okay, and then the pieces with the most are the bows. Can you come see here? It creates one bow with beautiful dimension. Can you show them your bow, Lily? And you can see how cool it is. Got to bring it right up here. Let's see if we can do it with, there you go. See, so you can see we have the base layer, we have a couple layers for the top bow, and then the centerpiece for the bow knot. And those are all 4 of these pieces. So there's not too many die pieces here, which is nice. And it goes together very quickly. Yep, Lily helped assemble hers. So let me set this off to the side. Oh, I do want to mention, I wrote this here at the bottom for myself, so I don't have to remeasure, and I'll explain this here, okay? So Lily, would you bring your card? I want to explain something, and then I'll tell you how I messed mine up and how we're going to fix it, right? So here's Lily's beautiful card, and to create a folded card base like this, you take this outermost card layer, this piece, you fold your piece of card in half, and that's why I wrote 4.5 inches by 5.5. So this one you need not an A2 size card base. You need it 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches top folding. So cut your piece of paper. You take your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, cut it at 4.5 inches instead of in half at 4.25. Cut it the long ways, and then fold it in half, right? To make a 5.5 inch top folding card base. Then you take your die cut and you lay that piece of paper with the fold line just beneath that cut edge, okay? And then when you do that, it won't cut your fold, and then you end up with a top folding card base, like Lily's. However, Mommy, right? Mommy messed up, and I said we're going to leave this in the video so I can explain how you can remedy this if this happens to you as well.
She cut the top of it on accident.
That's right. I cut the top on accident. I thought I had it layered just underneath the edge, didn't I? And when I pulled it out, I said, oh no! I ended up with 2 pieces. But not to worry, right? We're going to fix this. I'm going to show you how so we don't just waste paper. So to remedy that, I cut a strip of paper that's 1 inch wide by 2 3/8, well, 1 inch high by 2 3/8 inches wide, and you just score it in the middle here, so it's at 1/2 inch. Forgive me, I've been doing a lot of yard work, so I keep finding dirt underneath my fingernails, huh, Lily? So we scored it in half, and then we're going to glue this at the tippy top here to create a top folding card, right? Oh, so we're going to do that right now. Okay, I'm going to add glue here. Well, I did think about tucking. Lily's talking about one idea I had where I was going to tuck this behind so you wouldn't see this piece here in the inside, but you can kind of see it from the front when I was holding it up, so I think I'm not going to do that. We can always cut another layering piece for the inside of the card if you're so worried, but I think we'll be fine. And you see, I'm just lining that up right like that. But thank you for reminding me, Lily, because I did suggest that. We were kind of thinking of ideas, weren't we? Okay, so now we're going to take this piece, going to lay it right on top. I'm going to line up our pieces. Look at it from the front because I don't want to see any of those. I don't want to see it wonky weirdo, right, Lily? No wonky weirdos. Oh boy, this glue sticks so fast. I wasn't ready. Wonk wonk. So let's line that up first here. Lily's jamming over here. Then I'll stick it down. That's what we'll do. Okay? So now we have a top folding card base with a twist.
Dun, dun.
That's right. So that's how we remedied this situation. So if you pull a Marcia and you think you have it lined up, but you don't, so if you don't get the Lily's card and you get the Marcia's card where you cut it, just cut a little strip of paper. Again, this is 2 3/8 inches wide by an inch, and I just scored it in half to adhere it there, okay? So crisis averted, right? Crisis averted. All right, so that's that larger card layer, right? So now we're gonna move on to that shadow layer for the card. For Lily's, we chose this beautiful, like an ivory, warm ivory color, so it would stand apart from the card base. For this one, because we're doing this one is a Christmas one versus Lily, which is a fall one, and even more importantly, this is a place card for the Thanksgiving table.
Well, basically it's fall, and it's basically almost Christmas.
I know, and Christmas is your favorite season, right? So we'll talk about hers a little bit more, how we've decided, and that's why she wrote her name on it. Okay, so for this one, I just cut that shadow dress layer from white, and we're just going to layer that on top. So I'm just going to glue that down. My glue's running low, isn't it, Goose? And it's like, keeps bubbling out, which is not so much fun.
But actually, we're going to use this, like, very cool pen that I used to do this.
Yeah.
To use to do the gold.
Oh, to write the name?
And we're going to write Marcia, Ovi, and Amalia. Now I call Mama Marcia, and now I call Daddy-o Ovi.
Yeah, he's not fond of that, is he? All right.
And he says, it's rude, but I do not care.
Oh, that's not good.
But why is it rude?
Well, because he prefers you to call him Daddy-o. All right, so now let's go ahead and we'll assemble the apron. So for Lily's card, we chose white on white with a white strap. For the Christmas one, we chose a white back layer for the ruffle, and I know it's kind of hard to see here. There is a ruffle embossed detail there.
We're going to use this cookie background.
And we're going to use the cookie background. And we decided to keep white for the belted layer.
But now I'm thinking of the belt layer. I'm thinking of coloring it gold, but now I'm thinking of that might bleed through.
No, it won't. Well, you wouldn't see it. If it bleeds through, you wouldn't even see it. So I'm going to glue the stitched belt part on first, and it'll make it easier to line this up at the top. And that's just what I've noticed assembling this. So now we're going to glue this piece on. And the paper I'm using is from
Scrappy Boy Stamps.
Scrappy Boy Stamps, of course, the Merry and Bright paper pack. I love this paper pack. Very traditional Christmas colors. It is fabulous. That was from last year's Christmas release. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this down on there. So there's our apron fully assembled. So I'm going to set this to the side. Okay, so now we are going to work on the top dress layer. And as you see, we have all these really cool embossed details here. We're going to utilize that. So there's a lot of ways you can modify this. You could cut this from a single pattern and then use these embossed lines here to create additional layers, if you will. Oh, Lily, I love that. See, she used her pen and decided to color in her belt. That's a great idea.
And you can barely see the pumpkin background.
Well, I know, but it's still there and it's pretty.
Yep.
So we're going to use these embossed lines.
Because Marcia's going to be plain.
Yeah, mine is plain. Hers is better. I agree. It is better. So we're going to use this embossed line to have a white ruffle, right, to our skirt instead of leaving it plain. You could definitely leave it plain. It looks great, but we want to kind of up it a little bit, jazz it up a little bit. So utilizing that, it's very hard to see. There, you can see it better there.
There's actually little ruffles right there.
You can see the ruffle. We're going to try to very carefully.
You can see the worst little cutting in the world right there.
Well, that's just because I just threw a scrap of white paper under that dress because I knew we only wanted to cut the white for the ruffle.
Got it now.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is where I lose it. It's hard to see. There we go. This goes in my garbage bag, and now we can glue our white ruffle onto the pattern dress skirt, and it just kind of dresses it up a little bit more. Obviously optional, but I wanted to show this because I think it's really pretty. In the words of Lily, we're jazzing it up a bit. Okay. And I will go ahead and glue this down. I like the back paper too.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty green.
Why can't you use that? You could have made like a Christmas tree one with a pumpkin area.
Oh.
Why can't you do that?
Well, maybe we will. Maybe we'll make another one.
Wait, I can do the babali one, and I can do all of these.
That's right. So for the top, we chose the candy cane stripe. And I'm going to cut some of this off so it's not overlapping too greatly once we put our apron on.
Hey guys, do you know that she actually used this really cool puffy stuff? Her scissors that she uses for, you can barely cut it.
I know. I need to de-stickify my
Just wash it off for a bajillion of hours.
Yeah,
when I wash my paint palette.
I use an alcohol prep to wash my sticky scissors.
And I use
or just alcohol.
And I use soap and water.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to glue the top blouse on again. I just threw a piece of the pattern paper. You know, I just kind of layered it here, and then we're going to paper piece them. Again, you could use one solid pattern if you wanted. I'm just showing you that there are ways that you can jazz it up. Okay, so now
that looks way better with that and that.
You like that?
But what if you just matched it up and that looks so? I will not like that.
You wouldn't? I think it would look pretty like that too.
I would just like I would like it if you'll like it. I would just like with a different one on top and a different one on the bottom. I would do that.
You like that? And see, now we have these embossed lines here, as you see, for the placement of the apron. Oh gosh, it's hard to see. You kind of see it there. What's that, Lily? Oh, I'm not going to use that right now.
Why not?
I'm only using the pieces from the die set.
Well, okay. I would.
You can. Okay, so here we go. We're going to adhere this. Let me see if I can. I'm going to pick it up to slide it around.
Look what I did. I just spinned it around.
So there is the apron on.
I spin that around.
Okay, so that's our card so far, and as you can see, it stands really greatly, which is why we're using it as a place card at the table.
Yep.
Okay, but all these layers of paper on the front can make it heavy, so one thing I could recommend is adding another layer of heavy cardstock or white cardstock to the back to kind of balance it out better. But see, it stands great, so that's why we're making place cards for the table, and that's why she wrote her name on it. So I did create this piece that you could use if you wanted to fill this as like a treat holder. So using the same principle of the card or the placeholder in this sense, because it stands up nicely. She chose not to use it. I cut a square of paper 3 inches by 3 inches, and then I scored it one side at 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, and 2.5 inches, and folded it like an M. Or in this case, we're going to glue it this way, so like a W, but either way. And then what you would do to create the treat holder, or if you wanted to add more support to your place card, you didn't want it to kind of fall apart, you just take this little W piece and glue it like this. I just wanted to show that option. See, like this? And you could do this for a treat holder option too, where you glue this in here. It would give it a little bit more stability and support. And then you could put your treat bag or goodie in here and use score tape to hold the bag in place. And that would be really cute to add a treat at the table, right? So you could do after dinner mints, some Andy's mints, or just pass these out as treats again for Christmas. So I just wanted to share that option as well. I'm not going to glue this down just yet.
You can decorate that as well.
So you can see how that would work.
Actually, you can decorate that as you want, but actually, if you would like it as like if you wanted it to be Halloween, if you didn't like the fall or the Christmas, or if you made all of them of the whole season, of the whole months, years, if you made those all, if you still didn't like it, how about you just made one plain one?
You could just make a plain one, just
With a
solid
pink.
colors or something. Pink, you like pink? It'd
Yeah,
be great for like a little girl's birthday.
And Marsha made a blue one and pink one, I think.
Did I?
I think
I
you
made a
blue
black
one.
and white one. I sent it to Mr. Sean. It was like a Halloween kind of inspired one.
Ooh la la.
Okay, so we're going to finish this up so we can wrap this video up. So the last pieces are those 4 pieces for the bow. Those go together to create a really cool layered effect. You're going to talk about your card. You will. But we got to finish this one.
You said it.
I did.
So you forgot.
I didn't forget. Shh. Hey, I got to finish this. I got to finish this. So one thing I thought to do, we had a little bit of a darker red and a lighter red. So I thought it'd be fun to play with the differences there so that you could see a little bit more depth and detail for the bow because it's got all those beautiful layers. But I went ahead and cut all 4 from the dark red in case it didn't look right. So let's layer it up. So the 2 top layers for the lighter color would be this funny looking piece here and the center of the knot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build it. I'm going to move these to the side, assuming we're going to have the darker layers and then the lighter top layers again to create that more dimension. So we're going to take this bottom layer. I'm just going to glue it on this because I found that easier. It points down. If that helps you when you're putting it together, it helps me. Okay. And now we're going to move on to the lighter layers. Again, this is the lower spot. I'm going to add that here and see if that, I think that'll look pretty, having the different colors like that.
Better.
And then we're going to glue on the little center knot piece.
Wait, is this how you say your full name? Marsha Cuttadinsa Karen?
You say the middle name in the middle.
Oh, Marsha Karen.
So that will be our bow. I think we'll keep it like this. But I do like using all the one color, so I might not do this again. But that's in case you do decide to try something like this. Okay, and I just hold the center knot, kind of roll the bow out a bit there, and kind of do the same for the ribbon tails. What do you call these things? The tails. We're going to call it the tails. And then we could put it either here in the center, here on the dress. I think I like it there. You could put it over here on the apron. There's probably numerous places you could decide to stick it. I thought about die cutting a solid print from the card base layer to put on the back, especially if you're going to use it as a treat favor, if you want to dress up the back, or you could just leave it plain so you could write your sentiment or something there. We're going to just glue this right now. Hey everyone. Sorry about that. My phone ran out of storage, so I had to delete things off my phone to make room for this. But just to show you what you missed, I just glued the bow here. I was just sharing that you could probably glue it in any number of places on the card. But this is the completed dress card. Let me see, because I don't want to mess up the name of it again. So this is the completed baby doll dress shaped card. And as you see, I made a Christmas themed one using the Merry and Bright paper pack. And Lily, do you have yours, or did you leave it on the table?
It's right here.
It's right here. You can show them yours again. Come right here in the middle.
This is mine. And I layered a lot of stuff. You could see that. There's a little standing up corn right there. Can you see? You can see it barely showing. But it still looks
right
really
here.
pretty.
It's beautiful. I love how she did hers. We did two different patterns of paper from
I used this one.
the fall leaves paper pack.
I used this one, but used the back of.
Right up here. I'm just
this
moving
one.
you here, Lily, so they can see
I
what you're
used
playing.
this one, and I used.
This one,
Oh,
right up here,
no,
right?
this one,
Oh,
not
that
one.
one.
This one, and I used a lot of these. I used this.
So many things. Here's your little scarecrow.
I used this bucket right here. I used this guy. He's adorable.
He is
I
adorable.
used her.
So you just want to show them so we can finish up? and you wrote your name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to stand it up.
But actually, I was thinking of my brain when Mom was
Right here.
doing the video. You can actually just write Happy November
Mm-hmm.
from Daddy or Marsha.
Yeah, you could. Oh, yeah. So there we go. So we've got 2 examples. We have a Thanksgiving place card holder.
This one's exciting. That one's boring.
Right. So we're showing you 2 examples. This one's just using the die cuts, which still makes a very pretty card or treat holder. Because remember, I showed you that accordion piece.
It's a really pretty one, but no decorations or anything.
Yeah, just using the dies and paper.
But I thought Marsha was going to use this little guy.
I know. They
I
can't see
messed
it,
up
baby.
that guy, but I don't like it.
I think he's precious, so
I
I will use him for something. And then this one is
Is
using the dress die with the pattern
wonderful.
paper embellished with several of the stamps.
And guess
So
what?
anyways.
We're going to, and hip hip hooray, we're going to make more today.
That's right, and that rhymed. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And
With your child.
the video game controller die tutorial assembly video will be coming soon. Anyways, take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.